lot of people will be wondering, what are you doing inside the car? We just had to. We just had to. You know, it's the holidays, and everyone is at home chilling and resting. But here goes the TV Africa. Nah, we don't rest because there's always exclusive gist for you. And I had to find a comfortable place to do this. If you see, I still have my hat. If you know what that means, if you like, say I enter Ujudelva. But guys, how you guys doing? How has the holidays been? Hope you guys have been resting. Hope you guys have been chilling. Hope you spent time with family and friends. And that's what you need the holidays for. And guys, thank you so very much for what you guys do for us here at Gusto TV Africa. We love and appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the unending comments. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for holding it down. Everything that you guys do for Gusto TV Africa, Eshegon, we appreciate it. Gracias, muchos. Dalu, I don't know how they say that in Hausa, but I'll learn that. Thank you guys so very much. I mean, we have exclusive confirmation for you regarding a subject. I'm going to talk about it later, so that's why you have to stick with me till the end of the news. We're not going to take a lot of time because we have several things to, to talk about today. So we're going to have a midday show, and we're also going to have an evening show. Please, if you're going to miss anything at all, don't miss the midday and the evening show. Not that I'm going to excuse you for this morning show, so stick with me because we're going to I want to also hear from you. So if you want to join, please let me know. I'll find a way to get you on, and then we can have a conversation. So like I always say, let me know where it is you're watching me from. If you're watching me from the UK, you're watching me from the USA, you're watching me from Afghanistan, even you're watching from Egypt, you're watching from Nairobi, you're watching from Benin City, you're watching from Enugu, Port Harcourt, Abraka City, please let me know. Put that in the comment section, and I definitely will give you a big shout. Guys, we have Rema in the news this morning, and if there's one person that we have had several conversations about being like the trailblazer, or not the trailblazer, maybe that's a little bit too far-fetched, the new king of the Afrobeat scene, it has to be Rema. I personally feel like he's really earned his mark to get that sort of recognition. I remember his show. It was quite an audacious announcement, bringing the big threes in the mannequin form, anyways, and announcing himself as the next in line. And that's quite like, Rema is him, because if you just pull that kind of stunt, if sure for you, you get me. It's always like Barcelona to beat Oka United over. It's too sure that sure bet is over 2.5. Sure bet. That's what Rema is doing right now. And I like to have these honest conversations with anybody who's watching. Do you feel as though Rema has really earned his mark to be amongst the big four? Because we talk about these things and we stretch the number a little bit, because there's so much happening with this guy that it is almost a crime not to have him in the conversation of the greats. And it is quite, for me, I don't know, but the way I see him, I don't know how he did it. Not like I don't know how he did it. I think, of course, it's all down to consistency, relatable music, and all of that. But the way he has been able to hold it down consistently, with Davido being in the scene, with WIZKID being in the scene, with the most amazing, incredible, one of the biggest performers that we have in Africa, in the world right now, Burna Boy. But Rema has said, you know what? I'm also in this conversation. And he showed up and showed out with the O2 show last night. So Rema is on He Is tour. And of course, the Berlin show was magnificent. It was awesome. It was all shades of brazenness. And Rema thought to himself and said, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a real good experience. And I'm a big fan of having an incredible, a bloody heck of experience. I mean, the tickets for this show, not be my mind. I mean, I'm talking VIP, almost like $1,300, $679 thereabout, according to Ticketmaster. And I cannot for the life of me believe that I'll pay that kind of money to a show and not get the best of the show. And Rema has delivered exquisitely. That show yesterday was all shades of crazy and brazy. And we're going to dive through everything because I have exclusive details for you guys. But guys, if you did see or you watched the show or you were even present at the O2 Arena, how did you feel? Is Rema slowly becoming the greatest performer of all time? Because this guy, the consistency he's bringing to the game is crazy. And I cannot believe that a 20,000 capacity filled up, because a lot of people were having conversations about the fact that he didn't fill it up, he didn't do this one. But that thing when I see yesterday, the thing is like, forgive my Yoruba, is trash, but just manage it. All right. I felt like that arena was quite packed. I don't know if it was filled, but it was a packed arena. And for me, bringing out this guy to talk about not filling stadium or filling arenas, I don't think I want to delve into that because he's really like shown working now. He's shown working. What else do you want him to say? On a night where we had one of the biggest European Cup finals, talking about the Nations League between Spain and Portugal, people still showed up for the Remy boy. That's quite a raving sensation. I was like, bro, where are these guys coming from? And he gave them a proper show. Now, for what it's worth, so it was a 20,000 capacity, but one of the things that stood out for me on the night was his entrance. Rema is a showmaster. Wallahi, that boy is gone. Rema is a proper showmaster. If there is anything at all that we look forward to every time there is a Remy show, it is because of the way he does his entrance. It is so carefully thought about, and it leaves you with an incredible experience. It's like value for your money, because at the end of the day, are we not coming to be entertained? Yes, of course. But if I go to a Rema show and it's all watered down and everything is just haphazard and all of that, it leaves a bad taste. But no, that's not what Rema is about. Rema is about proper planning, surprise, that element of, you know what, you're going to come and feel something, and you're going to hold that and talk about it for the rest of your life. You will never leave a Rema show, for example, and not have an incredible experience. At least I have been to certain Rema shows, and I've had people who have attended Rema's concerts, and they've had the same thing to talk about regarding the experience they've gotten. And that for me is the cocoa. If you see the way the guy entered, of course, the announcement came out on the ground, brazy, his attire always speaks to the bat ensigns. So it's like every time you see Rema pop, right, and he's performing, of course, there's the bat thing. The stage is properly designed to actually talk about his ancestral home, talking about Benin City, because, of course, he had a separate interview to explain all that. I'm not going to go into that. So I'm quite particular about the details. Rema's concerts, his shows are too detailed that you cannot not have an experience. So for me, I feel like it was just an amazing time. It was brazy. He came on stage, underground, poof, and everybody screaming like, "Yo, brother, kilo day, pawani." But that's the experience. Is that not the experience? That's not why you paid close to, like, for a regular ticket, I think about like $67, about that price, about 136. I might not be correct, but I might not have the actual figures, but it's about that, for even like upper level, tickets. So even if it's $1 you paid, you suppose get superb experience. And that's what Rema, continues to do. And big ups to him and his incredible team for doing that. And one of the things that, that also stood out for me was him bringing out the legendary, talking about legendary D'banj, the freaking Coco Master. I used to say this thing, there's a reason why we call him the freaking Coco Master. Talking about showmanship, D'banj will serve you. One of the greatest performers of all time. I don't care what you guys are talking about. This is my personal opinion, and I'm going to force it down your throat. I'm sorry, I'm not forcing down your throat. But I think that he's one of, if not one of the greatest Afrobeat performer. Yeah, you might not want to put him in the new age, but I felt like it was a culmination of the new age and the OG. D'banj coming on stage, singing, um, Liberty, 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 eh? And the crowd went freaking nuts because it just brings you to a certain space. That nostalgic feeling of almost see where we they come from. Well, you get me? Like listening to them, D'banj shutting down stadiums, shutting down shows. The performance is what we always look forward to, and D'banj did it on that stage. The O2 Arena yesterday felt the D'banj energy, felt the D'banj artistry. It's like this guy no one retire. It's like you still get out for body. And I applaud Rema for doing just that. Because you know what? We want to talk about these guys, the new guys doing so well. Talking about the Folaz, who is now like is like the Ewa going of the Afrobeat. Everybody's looking for him. We enjoy all that. We are so excited about the successes of these promising young stars. But you see that OG feel, you cannot take it away. And D'banj delivered. I applaud the team. I applaud Rema for giving the fans a proper show at the O2 Arena yesterday. I mean, guys, we can go on and on to talk about all these things, but one thing we cannot miss is the fact that Rema has been able to redefine the scenery. He has been able to redefine Afrobeat in terms of how people view it. The performances have been top notch. I mean, it was so well planned and thought out. But guys, I want to ask you guys a question. In terms of performances, who do you think right now is the biggest performer? I don't want us to talk about Burna Boy because I know a lot of you will say Burna Boy, Burna Boy, Burna Boy. Let's leave Burna Boy alone first, because that's quite debatable. But even self, let's even put Burna Boy in the mix with a Rema. Who do you think is a better performer? I'm not like pitching these guys against themselves. I really just want to see something. I want to hear something because I absolutely enjoy Burna Boy to the core. But with what Rema is doing right now, Rema is like setting the pace for what I can describe as crazy and brazy, because he leaves you with a freaking experience. But let me know, put it in the comment section. Who do you think is a better performer between Rema and the most amazing, Burna Boy? So yesterday, a fan went home many pounds richer because Rema gifted one of his super fan, one of the biggest ravers, a Birkin bag. Did you hear me? A Birkin. No be Yaba Bendan Selecto. Birkin. Rema even told the chick, listen, we are not going to let you go home alone. We're going to provide security for you because that is a freaking expensive piece of, I don't call it a piece of material. That's a device. A Birkin bag is a device. It's not a piece of clothing. It's not a piece of, it's a device. And I felt like that was a very nice touch coming from Rema. That fan has had an amazing experience already. And for me, it's just what makes the whole show really, really a great show. And rewarding your fans for their consistency, rewarding your fans for sticking with you, rewarding your fans for, just jiving and showing up for you. It's a beautiful thing to see. And these are the things that we want, our superstars to do. Continue to reward these guys. I know I don't want to delve into the conversation of Olamide and, I don't want to talk about that. It's a long stretch. But this was a pretty, pretty nice touch. And of course, you see on your screen, Rema raving with Benson singing Fikawiko on the night. For me, it was just a different spark, and I thoroughly enjoyed it because I'm hearing Fikawiko in a different light. Maybe the performances really uplifted it. Not like I didn't like the song before. I did like the song before, but the performance was just grand. It just kind of gives it a little bit of lift, which I really enjoyed. So it was quite a great performance. And of course, you see the Joe Boy there backstage with the legendary D'banj, the Coco Master. So altogether, it was an amazing show. And big ups to everyone involved. Let's take some comments real quick. Sorry for that. Let's take some comments real quick before we move on to the next news. This ex-user says he sabi this performance thing surpass anybody? I mean, we talked about it, but I like to hear, do you think that Rema is the biggest performer right now in terms of the Afrobeat space? That's quite a conversation, but I really would love to have that. So put your thoughts and comments in the comment box. I really want to see and hear everything you have to say. Court says on the football final and still had people, come out. That is insane energy. I mean, like, that's insane actually. European Cup final, not European Cup final, I beg your pardon, the Nations League final, and people still showed up for Rema. That is quite a thing. So congratulations to Remy Boy for actually really holding it down. And it was quite a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show. Now, moving down the perch, we have the most amazing, the phenomenal, big David in the news, and Davido is in the news for many reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is the fact that his record with you featuring Omale is now the number one song. It's now the number one song in the Afrobeat UK charts, number freaking one. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about this record, talking about this one carrying that one and all of that stuff. Right now, it is pretty doing decent. Look at the numbers it is garnering. Look at the strides it's making. Number one on the UK Afrobeats top chart. That's quite a thing. And it's been quite displaced on Apple Music's top 100. Is I think on number 6 at the moment with Benson and Fola. See you soon. Very soon, I beg your pardon, being the number one song in the country right now. But I mean, credit to Davido. The work rate has been quite appreciable. I wouldn't say the most intense, probably because they're trying to push another record, but with you has consistently stayed in our faces and doing crazy numbers. I don't know, the rollout strategy for this 5 album has been quite good, and the rewards of it we're seeing with all of these things happening, the charting, being number one, being number two, the incredible deals that he's been signing with big brands and all of that stuff. And credit to Omale because they rubbed off on each other. It was a perfect blend. It is a perfect blend, not it was, because it's still a living record. So yeah, for it to be the number one song right now, so credit to Big David for doing that. And Ike Official, on X says song of the summer. And this X user says landlord don't show, landlord don't go occupy in position. Victor says make video drop first. He's been teasing that the video for With You is going to drop pretty soon. I don't know what the delay is, but I think maybe technicalities here and there. But if there's one video that fans are super excited about, is the video for With You. He's dropped a couple visualizers. He's done quite a number of things with influencers and all of that. But the actual video, I think with TG, is going to drop pretty soon. So yes, we're looking forward. We're hoping that it's going to be one of, if not the greatest music videos that we've ever seen. Because there have been conversations about the decline of music videos. I saw a podcast and that of course TJ Omori has been blasting them, and they've been going back and forth talking about the huge decline in the quest and the thirst for music videos. People are saying, oh, music videos are not a thing anymore. I don't even watch music videos anymore. I remember like maybe 10 years ago, we would really love to watch music videos. We looked forward to it, but I don't think that's the energy we're getting right now, because visualizers have almost replaced actual videos. There are more content creators creating content for these songs, so you get to see a lot of all these things happen on social media. That could be maybe a defining factor or an undermining factor, I beg your pardon. So, well, we'll see. We'll have that conversation on our podcast, and of course, we want to hear what you have to say regarding that. But right now, With You is doing number one on the UK Afrobeats chart, which is a good thing. So, congratulations to Davido. We take it a notch higher, and this time around, if you can see on your screen, Davido is now almost a pastor, because somebody says, I don't see this show, no, say Davido has been choosing to be the president of Nigeria. Well, president as how? Is he as a bishop or as a Moses to lead us to our promised land? Well, you could want to debate on that because Davido has been seen in the corridors of power recently. He's been going to Afro Rock, like say they go one restaurant for VI. But I don't think that Davido has any political interest because if you see on your screen right there, he has been laughing to that one and says they play Emike me way the baby boy. You won't tell me to what exactly? Please, 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 please. Let's leave all that conversation. But guys, it will be interesting to see Davido actually run. I would want to say that people will truly support him. But I don't think that he has any political interest. His uncle is the governor, a whole governor of a state. I don't think he's looking for something else. And his daddy is the billionaire. So what's up? What politics money is Davido looking for? But you never can tell. He might have his own interest and probably will run. Maybe in the next 5 years. We'll see. Fingers crossed on that one. And last but not the least, the most amazing, one of my favorite persons in the world, WIZKID, Balogun, my guy, proper stand-up guy. WIZKID, I mean, was at his Long Live Lagos documentary premiere, and it was quite an amazing show. It was an amazing outing. If you go and check on our socials, especially on Instagram, on Facebook, you will see that we posted everything regarding this event. So we don't want to go into it in details anymore. But one thing I liked about this event was how it was properly organized and how fans were able to connect with WIZKID. I mean, during the interviews, he said quite a lot. And he said, you know what, I want people and the fans to see me, different from the WIZKID they see on screen. I want people to get to touch base with everything that I actually represent. And I think that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to say. So this documentary, WIZKID documentary, Long Live Lagos, is quite, an expository documentary. And I know that, fans would definitely be loving this one. But one of the things that he said that I will not forget is this super quote when he was being not interrogated, actually interviewed on the red carpet, and he says, stay true to yourself and what you believe in. Be yourself and put God first. And I think that that's what I will be signing out with this morning. And guys, stay true to yourself and what you believe in. Don't let anybody talk you down or try to change your parade. You and your God, and I know that's not your own name. So stay true to yourself and put God first if you're a person of faith. Guys, thank you very much for joining me here this morning. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know say I didn't say car, but guys, we just had to break the news to you. And guys, remember our midday show, and remember to also pop in the evening when we do the evening beat of the news. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. It is Paul signing out. Please enjoy yourself and have the most amazing day. Tell all your friends and family what we do here on Gusto TV Africa. And we'll be right back to also share interesting beats and news with you. Guys, please stay true to yourself. And guys, God bless.